Good day everyone. Today we'll be discussing lesson 2, the supply chain operations, planning and sourcing. So in this lesson, it focuses on two essential functions that give any business running smoothly, especially in industry in like hospitality. So before we begin, let's take a look at the objective of this lesson. At the end of this chapter, you should be able to gain a conceptual appreciation of the business activities and drive supply chain operations. Next, exercise a high level understanding of activities involved in supply chain planning and sourcing. Next, identify the basic concept of demand forecasting and inventory management and begin to assess how will these activities operate within the hospitality industry. So, this objective will guide our discussion today and help us reconnect the concept of real world operation. So, now let's begin exploring how planning and sourcing support an effective supply chain.
Supply chain operations, plan and source. By routine or continuous processes, a supply chain carries out jobs. These are the processes at the center of every supply chain called knot and pins. These processes are routine or continuous because they happen again and again every day. And without good planning and sourcing, the rest of the supply chain will not work properly. In a supply chain, plan and source are the two most important everyday activities. And the words nut and pins, both of them hold the whole system together. And plan second source and make and lastly deliver.
So now, let's proceed to the supply chain management model. First, the plan. So, when we say plan, it's all about preparation and decision making. So, dito nagsaset ng strategies bago pa man magsimula ang actual na paggawa or pagpili ng isang produkto. So, the key points of plan is first, the demand forecasting. So, when we say demand forecasting, dito natin inaalam kung gaano karami ang product na kailangan. Kumbaga is alam natin or meron tayong basis para hindi magkulang or sumubra ang stock. Next, product pricing. So, when we say product pricing, ay ito isang pagtatakda ng presyo ng produkto based on the cost, competition, demand, and the value perceived by the customer. Next, inventory management. So, this involves taking care of the stock. So, dito natin inaalam kung may stock pa ba at sinusigurado natin kung may sapat na item or yung hindi kukulang or hindi sosobra. For example dito is meron tayong celebration which is the birthday. So, dito natin inaalam kung gaano karami ang ating bibilhin na mga ingredients and alam natin kung may budget ba tayo dito or kung magkano ang ating budget, alam natin kung gaano kadami ang dadating na get. So, ganun din dito sa supply chain. Next is source. So, when we say source, it refers to the acquiring the materials or products needed for the production. The first is procurement. So, when we say procurement, ito yung actual na pagbili ng mga raw materials or goods from the suppliers. Next is credit and collection. It's talk about managing payment terms, suppliers, credit, and receiving payments. Next naman is make. So, when we say make, it's the production process. So, dito natin ginagawa or ina-assemble ang isang produkto. So, make is product design. So, when we say product design, dito na pinaplano kung ano ang appearance, specification, and feature ng isang product para maging maganda sa paningin ng mga customer. Next is production scheduling. So, means planning and organizing the production process. So, make sure products are manufactured at the right time, in the right quantity, and with the right resources. Next, facilities management. Ito ay yung mga sila na nag-aalaga, nag-maintain at nagmamanage ng mga building, equipment, and services para smooth ang operation at safe at comfortable ang environment ng mga employees. Next, the last one is deliver. So when we say deliver, it includes moving the finished product to the customer. So the key points of the delivery is order management. So when we say order management, it focuses on processing and managing customer orders delivery. Next is delivery scheduling. So it refers to the process of planning, organizing, and setting specific dates at the times for delivering goods or services to customer. Meaning, you need to deliver the products arrive at the right place, at the right time, and in the right quantity. Next is process return. So means handling and completing the step involved when a customer send back and the product. So example is a customer orders a pair of shoes online but they arrive is damaged. So the customer requests a return. So the company processes the return by receiving the shoes and inspecting them, arranging a replacement shipping and refunding any shipping fees.
Now I'm going to discuss the planned categories of supply chain operations. First, I'm going to discuss is the preparation phase. In this phase is the initial stage where a company figure out how to meet the customer demands with their products and services. And it says it's all about strategizing to get the most advantages. For objectives, it is creating plan that maximizes benefits considering all aspects of the supply chain. For the example is a clothing company that analyzes market trends to predict kung ano yung style na magiging popular next season. Then they are deciding which materials to source, which factories to work with, to partner with, and how they will distribute the clothing to meet anticipated demand efficiently. Then for the planning phase, for this phase involves organizing and coordinating with all the activities within the supply chain, and it's about making sure that everything will run smoothly. They have focus areas, which is the forecasting. Second is the aggregate planning. Third is the product pricing. Fourth one is the inventory management.
Ang forecasting sa supply chain management ay ang process ng pag-estimate kung gaano karami yung products na kakailanganin ni customer in the future by analyzing past sales data, market trends, and other relevant information. Businesses predict future demands. Ito ay nakaka-help when it comes sa pagplan ng production, pagmamanage ng inventory, at pag-organize ng delivery efficiently para ma-ensure na meron lang tayong right amount ng product na available, hindi labis or hindi kulang. In short, ang forecasting ay nakaka-help sa mga businesses or companies para ma-meet yung customer needs while reducing costs and avoiding waste. So we have four primary factors of forecasting, but I will only discuss the two, which is the supply and demand. Ang supply is kung gaano karami yung kayang gawin na products ng company or kayang i-deliver. While ang demand naman is kung gaano karami yung products na nais bilhin ni customer. Businesses try to predict future demands. If the forecast predicts na mataas yung demand, kailangan mag-increase ng supply para ma-meet ito. Pero kung expected na natin na mababa yung demand, binabawasan nila yung supply para ma-avoid yung excess when it comes to inventory.
Product characteristics. This refers to the product features that influence demand and also qualities of a product that affect how much customer will buy. For example is whether the product is basic or seasonal, whether it is necessity or a luxury. This product life cycle, for example, is new, growing, mature, or declining. These characteristics help determine if demand will be stable, increasing, or unpredictable. Competitive environment. This refers to the actions of product suppliers in the market, and competitors can influence customer demand by changing their price, releasing new or improved products, running promotions, or advertisements. If competitors become more aggressive or introduce better alternative demand for your product may decrease. If they face issues or rise prices, your demand might increase.
Forecasting method in supply chains. When making prediction, there are four sample approach to use the block of projection are made using derivation of the four processes. Listed below are the method. Una, yung qualitative. It is founded on an individual, institution, or beliefs. Sabi dito, ito yung forecasting na based sa opinion, institution, o, o experience ng mga experts. Walang masyadong numbers, more on judge. Example, feeling ko lalaki yung demands ng milk tea ng next month. Kasi papalibig na ang summer at uso ngayon sa mga estudyante. Next is causal. Ito naman, causal is, it assumes that there are many condition in connection with demands. Sabi naman dito ay, ito naman ay may cause and effect relationship. Tinitingnan kung ano factors na nakakaapekto sa demands. Example, tataas ang demands ng payong kapag tag-ulan kasi ang ulan ay cause ang dahilan ng mas mataas na demands sa payong.
Third one is time series. It based on trend of traditional demands. Ang explanation nito is gumagamit ito ng historical data o previous sales para magkaroon ng predict sa isang future demand. Example, sa isang restaurant, nagbebenta ka ng halo-halo. Ito'y laging tumataas tuwing tag-init. Ginagamitan ng isang restaurant or ng tindahan ng isang demand para magkaroon ng paghahanda sa mas maraming para madagdagan ang kanilang data at madagdagan ang stock tuwing April and May. Fourth one is simulation. It combined cost and time series procedures. Example for simulation. Ang simulation is may combination ng casual and time series. Gumagawa ng modelo para i-test ang iba't ibang scenario. Example, sa isang logistic company ay gumagawa ng simulation or kung paano tumataas ang fuel price at sabay may holiday rush. Ito ay ginagamitan nila ng model or advertising para makita kung ilang truck ang kailangan dapat i-deliver.
So, i-discuss ko lang about sa aggregate planning. So, ano nga bang meron sa aggregate planning? So, dito, namamonitor natin yung isang product, kung paano yung tamang desisyon ng pagbalance ng supply at demand. So, meron tayong 3 fundamental approaches are required. Yung una is use production capacity to meet demand. So, dito, inaayon mo yung product mo batay sa demand. For example, sa isang bakery tuwing umaga, mas maraming namimili ng tinapay. So, dapat mas madami yung napoproduce nyo. And, sa hapon naman, kakunti na lang. So, dapat nagbabawas ka na ng pag-produce kasi para iwas sira ng tinapay. And number 2 is use varying levels of data production capacity. So, dito, meron kang extrang imbakan ng production na handa mong gamitin kung biglang tumaas yung demand. So, hindi mo palaging ginagamit, pero kapag tumaas yung demand, tsaka mo siya magagamit. For example, yung sa mga t-shirt, doon mo iniimbak yung mga nagawanan na kung sakaling tumaas yung demand, may maibibigay ka agad sa supplier. And number 3, use inventory and work in progress inventory. So, dito, meron kang imbakan ng product na tapos na at hindi pa tapos. So, makakatulong yun sa iyo upang mas mapabilis yung trabaho mo kasi meron nang nasimulan. Hindi yung sa simula ka pa mag-umpisa. Kasi doon, mas nakakatulong yun kasi kukunti na lang yung dapat mong gawin.
Product pricing and planning. The use of price can affect demand over time in businesses and whole supply chain. It tends to increase sales or gross profit depending on how premium is used.
Ang product pricing planning ay tungkol sa tamang pag-set ng negosyo para makontrol ang demand at ma-improve ang kita ng isang negosyo o buong supply chain. Dahil ang presyo ay may direct effect sa demand, kaya nitong pataasin ang sales kapag mas mababa ang price o pataasin ang profit kapag tama ang premium price sa tamang panahon. In short, ang pricing ay strategic tool para ma-manage ang galaw ng customers at ma-stabilize ang kita ng negosyo.
It's the safest way to promote product in peak time to maximize revenue or offset costs in slow period. Peak cycle where companies can differ rapidly between workforce and rapid. Peak cycle are periods when company quickly adjust the number of people it has and the skill it uses keep up with changing demands. So, example ko dito is yung sa hotel industry. So, dumadami ang guests and travelers. So, nag-hire agad sila sa kinakailangan nila sa isang hotel. Like sa housekeeping, flight attendant, tour guide, kitchen staff, etc. So, sa slow time naman, example ko dito yung sa off-season month. Mababa ang booking, kakonti ang guest. So, kahit mababa ang demand, ay dapat stable at fixed ang workforce sa isang hotel. So, kaya mabagal ang adjustment at ang operation. Hindi naman kasing flexible ng peak time.
Inventory management costing of strategy to control inventory level in the supply chain. The objective is to decrease inventory cost while maintaining decreased product quality. It is continuous process that use feedback from demand estimate and product costing to balance inventory level to respond demand. Leverage economies of scale to source the best product price. The stock storage activity involved managing 3 separate inventory categories.
For the next part, source categories of supply chain operations. The next phase is creation or procurement after planning. At this point, we concentrate primarily on maintaining a close partnership with suppliers of essential raw materials. A procurement, traditionally the key duties of a purchasing manager are overcome the price of possible vendors and then purchase goods from the cheapest supplier. Ang procurement po ay yung pagkuha o pagbili ng materials na kailangan ng isang company. Trabaho ng purchasing manager na maghanap ng suppliers. I-compare ang presyo at piliin yung pinakamura o pinakasulit. For example po is may business ka na gumagawa ng milk tea. Kailangan mo ng tea leaves, milk, tapioca, pearls. Maghanap ka ng suppliers. Titingnan mo ang prices nila. Tapos pipiliin mo kung saan ka makakamura o makakuha ng magandang quality.
So here's the 5 procurement activities. First is effective purchasing. It promotes optimal inventory levels, which is the foundation of consumption management. With proper purchasing, it's easier to track and manage the goods acquired by each business unit and enterprise. Second is consumption management. It provides the insight needed for effective purchasing. With proper consumption management, it's easier to decide what to buy, when, and how much, which is the foundation of successful purchasing strategies.
Vendor selection. Vendor selection is types of procurement activities to choose as a supplier or a provider on our management, and this is to ensure the best fit on our needs, whether it's for product or services. Contract negotiation. These types of procurement activities is like to have an agreement of two or more individuals, and they tackled about how to have a same decision on their negotiation, and that's the contract negotiation. Contract management. These types of procurement activities is the process of managing their contracts from start to finish, and it creates strategies on how they execute and monitor the contracts to ensure they meet their obligation.
Credits and collections play essential roles in the financial stability of a business. Create involves allowing the customer to purchase goods and service with payment deferred, while collecting involves the process of securing this payment. Together, they ensure that the business not necessary fund to sustain operational, manage expense, and support growth. Credits in operation with responsible for examining the financial background and payment capacity of prospective client. This step ensure that company engage only with customer with afford their bills, helping the firm minimize credit risk and maintain healthy cash flow.
Set credit policy. Ano nga ba yung set credit policy? Ito yung mga paggagawa ng rules sa kung paano magpautang ang isang company. Yung mga boss tulad ng mga auditor, chef, financial officer, treasurer, at chief executive officer. Ang nagde-decide dito ay yung kunwari, isang company na company nagdesisyon na hindi sila nagpapautang, ang mga customer na walang stable na trabaho para mabawasan yung risk na hindi sila mabayaran. Credit and collection process. Ito yung dito ginagawa yung mga protocols para masunod yung patakaran sa credit ng company. Kasama din dito yung kung paano maningil sa mga utang. So example, nag-set up ng isang store ng system kung saan automatic na nagpapadala ng text sa mga customer na malapit na yung due date ng kanilang bayad. Doon naman sa manage risk, dito tinitingnan kung paano maiiwasan na malugi ang isang company. Dahil pag nagpapautang, so example nun, gumagamit ang isang lending company ng credit scoring system para malaman kung gaano reliable yung isang applicant bago sila pautangin.
So, this is the end of our video presentation. We hope you learned something. Thank you for watching.